everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we have another episode of the Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge. I just wanted to show you guys Cadian Brewer. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. His last name is actually Castor. So Cadian Castor, he is the illegitimate child of Jedediah and Emma Brewer. So he is all aged up, and I wanted to give you guys a little peek at him. And he's a spellcaster, and he also is a horse lover. I also wanted to give you guys an update on Vladimir. He has taken back his father's last name, so it's Vladimir Merlin. He still has a little scarring essentially from the dark magic he was cursed with by being turned into a vampire by his sister centuries ago. So it's forever affected things about him, but he has rehumanized. And because their lives were attached to his immortality, Millicent was also silver hair and all that. But since her father has been cured of his vampirism, the hold on Millicent and her immortality has been released, and she is also rehumanized as well, because technically they were all immortal because of the spell Merlin placed on Evangeline and Millicent, attaching them to Vladimir's life. So what I have decided to do, since I only have 2 more years left to play, I have not saved any Sims, and the only birthdays I have coming up are Lancelot and Alexander's birthday is technically, yeah, so it's still Monday 13/17, but the day is pretty much done and over with, and this whole episode is going to be 13/18. But what we're going to do is I'm going to roll for Alexander to see if he survives today. It's his birthday, and we're going to let the parents plea for the children. Because she is an infant, she cannot plea. So what I am going to do is save Tamara's daughter Nimue, because we couldn't save Gemma and all that, and I just hated losing Gemma so much. So we will save Nimue. So what I'm going to do for Anne, I want to give her parents a chance to plea for her. So what we're going to do is, if we land on heads, the plea works and Anne survives. And if we land on tails, that means that she does go ahead and passes away from the famine. So we're going to flip it. Okay, the plea works. So we're not losing everybody. That probably feels like cheating to you guys, but this is my game. So Anne is not passing away yet, because tomorrow is actually Anne's birthday to become a toddler, so she may pass away anyways, but we at least gave her a chance for her parents to plea for her. And Nimue will not be passing away. So we're losing Eric and Jenny, but that is it for now. So I'm gonna have Frederick and Mary try for a baby again, since they all survived the famine roll, and everyone is just kind of happy because there is more food about. And we're gonna go ahead, since they're gonna be busy, we're gonna do the roll for, wait a second, oh yeah, these are all the kids that passed away. That's right. Okay, so it is Alexander Alder's birthday, so we're gonna do his roll. Another reason why I think it's okay that we flipped the coin to see if Anne made it, and I chose to use Nimue as my pass for the decade. The reason I think that's okay is because I killed tons of Sims with the vampire plague, as well as the final battle. I just eliminated so many Sims. We've lost a lot because of everything going on. So Alexander cannot roll a 4 or 8. Okay, Alexander makes it into a, oh wait, no, that was a toddler roll. Okay, a child rolled is a 9 or 19, and he rolled a 10, so he made it. We'll just leave that as his roll. But he gets to age up, so we will do that when we go into that household. So I am actually going to do Anne's toddler roll. To age up into a toddler, Anne cannot roll a 4 or 8. Okay, and she makes it to a toddler. Mary is not pregnant, so honestly, it's good that their plea works, which I see tons of people do pleas for Grimm, and they decided hey, if it works, they get to keep that sim. we can't plea for a newborn. So the toss of a coin just made the most sense to me. If you guys disagree with that in the comments, please let me know below. She's still an infant. The likelihood of her surviving every role, you guys know, Jacob and Halia lost like 2/3 of their children. They only have 5 living children out of 13 children. So realistically, like, I'm truly not bothered. Oh, she's admiring the painting his mother did of him. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. I just have a feeling that Mary and Frederick aren't close. So I feel like she would honestly only let him try for a baby like maybe once or twice a year. Like, she actively wouldn't be trying for a baby. I mean, she's really happy, but she's not like wildly in love with him or anything. So Alice is here again. This is Mary's sister. She was really aggressive during the famine when it came to talking about, you know, the happiness Mary has found in her simple life. Mind you, she knows it's not a love match, but she is very happy. Alice has been assigned her marriage match, and she is not happy. I totally forgot we had this little chapel, and on Sundays I said we would start going to the chapel. I also have an extreme random act. It is Monday, so we have to roll. And well, technically it's still the famine. Today's the last day of the famine. And I did say, because of everything on the famine, I'm not doing my extra random acts of life because we already had a lot going on. So we will let that start with the next Monday. That's fine. I do want him out here working on anything he can possibly work on while it is the fall. Okay, she's breastfeeding. Yeah, it's the fall, and tomorrow his dad Jacob is going to be, I need to make their house off the grid, but tomorrow Jacob is going to be starting back up the farm. So until then we still need, and we'll be doing our first roll tomorrow too, but until then we need to still work on a skill. So we are off the grid and doing simple living. I'm going to say that Grimm let the plea work for Anne because he knew that the Dark Coven is the reason this land has been so blighted. And when he was basically locking away the goddess and dealing with harvesting all the souls from the great battle and the vampire bloodbath the last couple of years, I think he was just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna grant your plea and let this baby live to the next life stage. From there I can't guarantee, but let's just give this baby a shot. So I'm gonna say that Grimm is a little bit more compassionate right now because of all the people this kingdom has lost. Because if he's not passionate, they're not gonna have, oh, Frederick looks so much like Halia. It's not even funny. They posed for those pictures. Frederick is such a good dad. But yeah, so I feel like Grimm is a little bit compassionate and let them have their baby a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and age up baby Alexander. And here is Alexander all grown up into a child. He is an outdoor lover. Because Jacob is not getting any younger, he is going to set up arranged marriages for Gwendolyn and Arthur, as well as Alexander, before he passes in the next 6 years. So while they are still kids, you can still, with the arranged marriage app, you can still set up weddings and arranged marriages to be taking place whenever the Sims get to be older, which is really cool. Well, so we already did Nimue's death roll. It's Lancelot's birthday, so I have to do Lancelot's roll, and I also need to, so Nimue is supposed to die from the famine, but I want to save Nimue just because Tamara has been through so much. Realistically, I don't think we will be playing anyone from Nimue's line. I don't think Nimue would be our heir family lineage at any point, but I just want Tamara to have a happy ending to her life. And I think losing another daughter whenever it took her so long to get used to having daughters would be just a very sad situation. So I think we're going to set her to die and then try to plea and see if that helps. Full disclaimer, I have saved the game and I might go back and, because I mean, we lost Gemma and I had like a whole plan for Gemma. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to kill them if it doesn't make sense to the story, but technically dying during the famine makes sense. So it's just like one of those rough situations where I'm not sure what to do. We also could make it where Tamara cannot handle losing any more of her children and maybe tries to find a way to bring her back within the year. I don't know, guys. Like, I feel like Tamara would make a deal with Connor to turn Nimue into a vampire because Connor's still alive and she doesn't want to see another one of her daughters dead. Okay. I'm excited. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we know vampirism is in this world. We know it's a thing. We can't get rid of, as I explained in the last episode, just because we killed the original vampire. This is the Sims universe and vampires are in the world and we are no longer protected from vampirism. So I do think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn her into a vampire, but we'll say that she's going to go live with her uncle Connor. Connor cannot cure himself of vampirism without sacrificing like half of a life of someone of his bloodline, and he would never do that to any of his children. So he is going to remain like a vampire. I would also say that I don't think Ashton is going to hunt down his father. Maybe he will work alongside his father to maintain the population, because The Witcher doesn't kill, like, if you think about The Witcher, I've read all the books and I watched the show. I played some of the video games. The Witcher does not kill monsters unless they are harmful and inherently evil. Like, every Witcher is different, but like the Witcher, Geralt, you know what I mean, has more of a conscience about it. So that is the vibe I'm going for with my monster hunters. I'm not going to give them any kind of special name because I'll probably forget it. So we'll just call them like Witcher monster hunter people. So I think we're going to turn her into a vampire. And that is how we'll get around it. So she is now a vampire. Did it work? Or do we not know until... Did I turn the wrong person into a vampire? I think you don't know they're a vampire until they're a teen, right? But she ages up soon anyways. So we'll say that that's what it is. And I will... Hang on, let me do Lancelot's death roll. I hate that some of my dresses are now glitching because they didn't do it before. I don't know what is causing it, but I don't know how to update my dresses because I don't keep track of that. We have a baby Judith that needs to probably be aged up. We're not rolling for this because this is Tamara's child. This is not an alder. Did not come from one of our first 3 alder males. So this baby is free from death rolls. But the baby's brother, Lancelot, is not free. So we are looking at Lancelot. Lancelot is about to age up into a teen. If he rolls a 7, he does not age up. I already looked it up before I hit record. So, yay! I'm so excited. We have another teen. We will go ahead and take care of that as well. Happy birthday, Lancelot! Oh, we also need to roll and see if he gets married and how many kids he gets to try for. After they reach their try for, because I'm going to actively go in and do that, or if the game automatically makes them have kids. If they have any kids past that, I will flip a coin to see if those kids make it. So I'm laying down this rule now, because even though sometimes I'll put that those Sims cannot procreate, you know, with the neighborhood stories, sometimes it still does because of MCC. So we'll flip the coin if he reaches, like when we're not playing with him, if he reaches more than his allotted amount of children, we'll flip a coin to see if they make it or not. But, and then we'll roll for them, obviously, if they make it. If they don't, we'll delete them. As well as I could just go in and delete them. Like, we'll kind of play that as we go. This is the first time I'm doing the rolls to see if they get married and have kids. So I'm sure there'll be like some gray area. But whenever I do know they have their set amount, like if he gets to try for 8 kids and we try 8 times, he has 4 living kids, I'm going to make him sterile. That's going to be the best way to do it because I do have a mod to do that. But if it happens without our consent, we'll like We'll just keep an eye on it. I'm going to do my very best. All right. He is jealous and friendly, which is fine. He, I think, maybe he wants to be a really good fisher because of his adventure with his dad and having to learn how to survive on his own. All right, let's take him into cast. I am so excited to introduce you guys to Lancelot Alder. I think he looks pretty good. All things considered, his dad was Jedediah and Tamara. Tamara is very beautiful, but Jedediah is definitely a genetically made sim. I did not edit him at all. He was conceived by his parent sims, who I downloaded off the gallery, and he did not look great. Same thing with Connor. The reason Connor is so ugly is because he was when I was learning how to play this challenge, he was just like one of the Sims who was born, and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep them or not. So I didn't really edit their genetic features. So I'm kind of like breeding out weird things, but it's fine. He definitely has his mother's like deep set downward turning eyes, which I love because I think it makes him look really unique. And all that. I did have to like pull his chin out just a little bit because when he aged up, it was like really short. But I only did it like a hair, and then this overlay helps it look like he has a stronger chin. Other than that, I didn't change his features. But I do have that glitch where Sims lose their chins eventually. So it was really important for me to definitely fix that. But we have Lancelot, and I have this glitch where everyone ages up with these eyes because I originally only had these eyes in the game, but whenever I started doing the fantasy characters, I wanted like fun eye colors. So that definitely had something to do with it. I believe his mother's eyes are this color, so that's probably his eye color. Yeah, I need to age up baby Judith, and we will give Judith a quick makeover. Actually, we won't see Judith, so it really doesn't matter. But what I need to do is see if Lancelot gets married and has babies. So it looks like I did something wrong. Okay, so she can't turn into it. Oh, so basically what we're going to do is we'll let Nimue live, but she has to turn into a vampire. That's how we're doing it right now. We're going to say Connor heard that his vampiric blood in small dosages can heal. And so he did allow Tamara to give a vial of his blood to Nimue because Connor does lose his child to let me show you guys. Okay, so Connor's a vampire. He is going to lose, I think Eric dies from the famine. Yeah, Eric Alder. So he's losing his firstborn son with Ophelia. He is trying his hardest to stay away from his children, but Ashton is trying to help his father basically overcome his vampire instincts. So they're working together because he knows his son Ashton can kill him if, he feeds from family. So Elijah will be his last living son and all that. But basically, he couldn't save Eric. So what we're going to have him do is Connor's going to give a vial of his vampiric blood to his ex-sister-in-law, Tamara, to save his niece, Nimue. But there will be consequences. Random acts of life. We're going to say that that's what this is she will turn into a vampire, but that way we get to make sure Tamara doesn't lose her daughter. I don't know how I'm going to use that in the story later, but I just don't want Nimue to die now. I'd like her to at least make it until her mom dies. Just give Tamara a break on losing her daughters. So that's how that is going to go down, but we're going to count it as a result of the famine. So I only saved Anne, and we did the coin flip to see if their plead works. And today is Anne, well, not today, Monday, but Tuesday is Anne's birthday. So she might even not survive her death roll anyways. To see if Lancelot gets married and has babies, we have to roll a D20 for marriage. 1 to 3 means he doesn't get married. So anything higher than a 3, he gets married. And then number of pregnancies is anything more than 1. So D20 and a 12. What, that was a 12, right? Yeah, 12. That doesn't count. This is for Lancelot, wherever he is, to see if he gets married and has kids. Looks like he definitely gets married, and he gets 11 tries. Oh my goodness. Well, Lancelot, He may be, but yeah, he may actually get to. I'm so happy Tamara gets to be with her kids. So what we're gonna say is the year 1318 to 1320, I'm focusing on getting all our teens married within the next couple of years. So we already have a few that are in line to get married. We have to get Morgan married. We have to get Christine married, Ashton and Lancelot. We already got Francis married and Frederick married. So that's all good, but we need to get everyone else married. And Francis has already tried for his one child as well. So hopefully Abigail survives her pregnancy role and the baby survives, because if not, he will just be a stepdaddy, which is all great. But I love Francis so much. Like, for some reason, when he aged up and he just, I don't know, I felt connected to him. So I'm really excited to tell his story now. All right, so I'm gonna let them deal. I'm gonna let them deal with their emotions, and we are gonna head over to take care of the death of Eric from the famine. We are still in the last day of 1317. I was incorrect. We are in the first day of 1318. It is Tuesday, the first day of 1318. Christine is in the common room of our little house. As you guys, her Jedediah, you are not allowed to haunt us. Absolutely. We are destroying this urn. We're going to release his spirit and we're going to destroy it. He does not get to live on. Forget that. Forget you, Jedediah. Goodbye. You deserve everything that ever happened to you. You deserve to be killed. Okay. So we're going to release his spirit and then we're going to take care of, you know what? We're just going to destroy it that way. All right. No. All right, Eric is passing away. So wherever you are, Eric, you did not survive the famine. So you are going to pass away. And honestly, with your mother abandoning you, it makes sense that one of her children would have died. So that is really unfortunate, but it is what happened. I mean, Eric has passed. We're going to put Eric in our inventory. Everyone is sad. When you do it via MCC, sometimes you don't get the death to play out, but it's the best way I can do it for the death rolls for the children. He is joining the family graveyard. I know that's not everyone, by the way, guys. We've lost a lot more Sims than that. I have a plan for Christine to get married. It's a great plan. I got really excited when I came up with it last night. So we are going to pop out of this house and let them just kind of be in the background for a bit. I just want you guys to know I did not forget that we left the royal kingdom absolutely in disarray right now because everyone is recovering from the famine, the vampires, the witches, and all the dark magic. The kingdom is kind of like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, essentially. No one is in charge. No one is really doing anything. Basically, the common people are not affected. We have been cut off from political trade for a while now. So no one has come in to sweep in that vacuum of power yet, but I do have a plan for it. It's not complex, like my whole, trying to decide what I was going to do with the vampires and the witches. So don't worry about all that. It's not overly complex. We're going to enter into a softer story now. We're back in our main household and we're just going to have days in the life other than today being Anne's birthday. The only person we have to go in town, Jenny died from the famine. She's a side household technically because she's Calvin's daughter. So I just deleted her because that was just easier. I already took care of that off camera because we're not really attached to Jenny. We met her in 2 episodes for a second. But we need to see if Anne survives her death roll into a toddler. So she would be getting either a 4 or 8 means she does not make it. All right. This is for baby Anne. All right, baby Anne makes it to a toddler. Yeah, so we don't have anything else to do in the year 1318. We're going to let it just be a simple year of everyone trying to build back up the farm. We have a role to do for our random acts of life. It is an even year because it is 1318. We're going to see if we find livestock animal in the wild. So we're going to roll a d20. If it's an even number below 16, that is the animal we get. This doesn't count. Even number below 16. Yes. So we get an animal. Since we are allowed to get an animal, what I did instead, oh no, why is it a unicorn? Anyways, this is supposed to be a bike. I gave Frederick a bike, which is a horse, but they're only unicorns. I only have unicorns and Pegasus, so ignore that. I just thought it might be a little fun to have that. I do have Horse Ranch installed in my game, but I don't want to, I want them to save up for a horse. I feel like they would need to have at least 1,000 simoleons that they can spare, and we just spent 1,000 simoleons with Jacob to, you know, get any supplies that we didn't have. I had them take down some trees that were back here, and we used that essentially for our fencing. I already tilled the soil. We built an animal shed. We have a chicken shed now, and this is supposed to be for Jacob. I know he's not going to maintain it unless we make him, but this is going to be Jacob's farm. Frederick is out here to show his dad that Anne survived her fever from the famine and that she's doing all right. She's a little stinky and dirty, but she's going to survive. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Yeah, Jacob, I think, just needs a little grandbaby time. I think he's also worried about Abigail, who is Francis's wife. She's supposed to give birth any moment now today, and we're going to have to do those death rolls, and I think he's just worried. But Jacob is a super grandpa, so he is definitely going to change her diaper and put her down on her mat while he gets some things going around the farm. We're going to make some seed porridge for everybody, but I'm going to have Jacob go foraging while we roll. So if we're going to roll a D4 and we're going to see what kind of crops we're going to have. So I'm going to get that taken care of because now we're allowed to have crops again. This does not count. This is our roll. We get a 1. We have poor soil, which makes sense after a famine that, you know, the nutrients is trying to come back to the land. So let's go ahead and edit that. Oh, Mary just reached level 7 cooking. Awesome for Mary. My next goal would be to build him a blacksmithing workshop back here and like a little carpenter workshop since Frederick is really handy. Francis is a painter. Nobody is a fisher. And I have this whole pond that I built because I thought, oh, surely someone from Halia's family would be a fisher. They may try to fill the pond in a couple of generations. Jacob has his little farm over here. We have our little stands over there at the chapel, which we need to start going to church every single Sunday. Let me just show you guys what the whole lot looks like. Yeah, so I mean, our farm is growing. Like we have our little cemetery, graveyard, the sword and the stone, the chapel. We can clear all this land. Like they can still clear these trees, but I feel like it would take generations to do that. We also have a fishing spot back here, so I do think I'm going to have them try to fill this pond slowly. We'll start like right here. And then we have a little market. I want to build a real market. So tomorrow's the autumn equinox, so that'll be really fun because I have special random acts of life rolls that we get to do during that. But whatever plants he can find, we will have him do. Something I didn't tell you guys is this apple tree right here. The apple was a gift from Tiara Gothic to Frederick whenever they were children, and he planted it back here, and it is actually harvesting. So I think he's going to do a tiny little apple orchard. With the help of his dad, Frederick is going to rebuild this land into a farm and, you know, just get things going again. We're trying to prosper as a family. So it's good that we all can like live here on the land and take care of it together. I think Frederick is really excited to have his daughter grow up so close to his family. And it looks like Ashton is patrolling around the family's farm, making sure that you know, his sister and his half-brother, Eric, or Elijah, who's still living, survives another day. Since we are no longer in a kingdom that has prosperous trade, we are learning how to become more self-sustainable. So Frederick is telling Mary about how his mother used to collect wild honey to make mead, and he knows the basic steps to make honey mead. So he's asking Mary if that's something she can partake. Maybe they could start selling it in their stalls if it goes well, along with her thread and her yarn weaving. She's is it a spinster because she spins? I don't know what they're called, but she does do that, and it does make money spinning thread and yarn. But any chance we can take to have, yeah, so there's the lemons over there. So any extra things we can produce and sell in our little stalls will be better, because of the fact that we no longer have prosperous trade with other outlying countries due to all the chaos King Regent James had caused. We also have a cow now too, and some ducks and chickens. Mary is a very angry woman. Frederick is hard at work trying to make sure that this fall the family does in fact get a harvest to sustain them, and not just them, but their local community. He is hoping with all hope that the land has recovered. We know for a fact it has bad soil, and Jacob can kind of tell that the soil quality is down, but there is no pest anymore, and we used to have tons of bugs. So Jacob is really hopeful for the fact that maybe the farm can get up and running again. Okay, so it is the autumn equinox. So I was going to do a meal, but I was like, oh yeah, Francis is having his baby. Guys, do you see this? Francis, there's 3 bottles. There's 3. Did they have triplets on me? That is so funny because Francis only got to try to have 1 baby and he ended up with triplets. Okay, time to do these rolls to see if they make it. Oh, I think it's really funny though that he gets to try for a kid once, and he's not only successful in getting his wife pregnant, they have 3. Hopefully they survive. Hopefully they survive. All right, Gen 2 Francis. I love that. Okay. So they did not name their baby Jedediah. We're changing that. This game hates me. Okay. Theo can stay. We'll name him Theodore. And it says Kiana. I'm gonna change the names. Okay. Jax is his stepchild with Abigail. Oh, she's so beautiful. So this is the perfect photo because Abigail's right here with the kids. But I know some people roll every single time a duplicate child is born as the mother giving birth. That does not make sense to me, because even though you have triplets and each child is born, you are giving birth one time. Like, your body is going through that motion one time. Not saying that it's not like more strenuous, but it's not like 3 separate pregnancies and deliveries. It's 1 pregnancy with 3 children and 1 delivery. So I only roll once, and I am sticking to that. It is not my jam. So D20, I think it's like if she rolls a 1, she doesn't make it. Yeah, 1, she doesn't make it. Babies are 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is for Abigail. Oh no! This is why Francis only gets to try for 1 kid. His wife dies. You know what? I did say having triplets is risky business. I'm sorry I'm laughing. I just feel silly because she is so beautiful, and I was like so excited to have her. And not only do we have her child, who is not our own, but now Francis is going to be left with 3 babies. I'm not sure who. I guess Mary is going to have to help him out because this is crazy. All right. So I don't know which baby is born first. So we're just going to say 1, 2, 3. 5, 10, 15, 20. If I'm not, yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. They don't make it. Baby 1 makes it. Baby 2 makes it. Baby 3 makes it. So all the babies make it. Mom doesn't make it. That makes perfect. Oops. Honestly, it does make perfect sense. So we're going to, we have to see if they make their infant roll. Their infant roll is 12, 16, 18, because technically they were born yesterday. Oh my goodness, look at them over there. They have no idea. 12, 16, 18. The kids don't make it, baby. 1, 2, 3. Makes it. 12, 16, 18. Okay, makes it. All right, the kids make it. The kids are nice and strong and healthy. Mom is not. But after having triplets, it makes sense. And unfortunately, after all the childbirth, Abigail gets a terrible fever and passes from the blood loss and the fever. Poor Frances is left alone to be a single parent of a stepson and 3 children, 1 daughter, and it looked like 2 sons, who we will go in and rename. This is probably why he only gets to try for 1 kid, because he quickly fell fast in like friend lust, essentially, with Abigail. He thought she was super spunky and cool. She hung out with pirates. She could sword play. And he basically, oh, he's so devastated. I would have him plead, but I did save way too many people recently. So we're going to have to just let Abigail pass away. This all makes sense, though, because Francis did get to try only once for a child. So it makes sense because his wife has passed. He doesn't get to try for more children. I don't have to make him sterile. The game took care of that for us. So let me introduce you guys to Francis's 1 try for baby children: Joshua Alder, his oldest son, Theodore Alder, and the last of the triplets, Catriona Alder. She looks like she might be suffering from no chin, but we will get there. I also aged up baby Jax, who is his stepson, and I changed Jack's last name to Sparrow because, of course, why would he not be Jack Sparrow? He's the son of a pirate. So I am really excited. We're not rolling for Jax. Jax gets to age up. He gets to live and survive. He is only a stepchild, so. It's the autumn harvest, and Frederick is out here just taking care of his farmland. They are all very happy to be outside of the blight. Jacob is coming to check in on Frederick and the crops. Mary is also here taking care of some things. But let's see if Anne likes pumpkin puree. Oh, she does. So our random act of life for the autumn equinox is, oh no, to see if a fire or flood ruins our property. If we get a 3 or a 19 on the D20, that means we have basically a natural disaster. 3 or 19. Yay, no natural disaster for us. Okay, thank goodness, because this family, they just need to like a chance to rebuild and settle in. Honestly, it makes me so happy seeing everyone out and about now. Mary is in here making the whole family a turkey with stuffed apples and pears, and we will have a family feast soon. Well, everyone definitely overfed the chickens and the ducks, but they're going to be happy. I wasn't planning on this. But we can make it work. I was going to wait until they were older because I thought maybe it'd be like the situation where Tamara gets her true love when she's older. But someone's true love just knocked on the door. You guys remember I told you that Frederick's soulmate was Tiara Gothic. And we know when the family was massacred, she was spirited away by her mother. Little Miss Snow White herself, Tiara Gothic. Maybe they came back. Maybe they've heard that. I guess it makes sense because if Vladimir, Evangeline, and Millicent went back to Glimmerbrook, I assume the community of Glimmerbrook would know that Avalon's main capital is safe again. But the people in Hinford on Bagley haven't received that news yet because the Prince, Augustine, Princess Tern, and Queen Mary haven't made it back yet. The news travels slow and they're under protection right now. But I guess the people of Glimmerbrook know that the kingdom is safe. This man has no idea that he's about to walk through this pin and run into his his soulmate. Guys, he is Captain Oblivious right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's probably like, where have you been? I heard that you guys were gone. She has a gift for him. Oh my goodness. He is probably so excited to see her. Oh my gosh. She just gave him another apple. Oh, I think that's her love language with him, is like giving him an apple. Oh my God. He thinks her gift is jamtastic, but he finds her very attractive. They're best friends, they're good friends, and they're soulmates. Oh no, his poor wife, Mary. Yeah, they find each other very basic. I forgot about that. I don't know what this is. Oh no. He adores his wife. Oh, I think he's going to have to introduce Tiara to his wife. It's the only thing that makes sense. What a weird autumn equinox this is about to be. Okay, this is nowhere. Gosh, she's so angry all the time. This is nowhere what I thought, but I feel like Tiara is probably just telling them the things that her family had went through after the massacre and them. Please don't get up. But okay, she's moving to sit closer to Mary. So after the massacre, what her family had to do to survive. And I feel like Frederick is like, I wish you would have came here. We could have tried to help protect you. They pretty much, you know, didn't get really affected by vampires. But with her family being hunted, I want to watch them because I don't know what's happening. With her family being hunted, okay, thank goodness. With her family being hunted, it would make sense that they went to Glimmerbrook. Oh yeah, they're introducing. Okay. So he's introducing her because he, you know, he sees her as his best friend that he is highly attracted to. She knows that they're soulmates, but he sees her as his best friend. So of course he feels very full in his heart because he is near his soulmate, but he doesn't know that's what it is because he doesn't understand soulmate magic. And while Tamara could recognize it for her and Calvin, Frederick is just kind of oblivious, but he is so drawn to Tiara. He is so in love with her. He is so attracted to Tiara, and his heart is just like full because he thinks he has his childhood friend, best friend back, but really it's because of his soulmate, and he just can't recognize that this is his soulmate because he's kind of oblivious to it, but he definitely is drawn to her. He's a stand-up guy, and he really does adore his wife, Mary, even though she is like kind of hot-tempered right now. But he, you know, he isn't someone who would have an affair yet in his life. Not saying that it is or isn't going to happen. We don't know. But so Frederick is asking Tiara, where is she going to stay now after everything that happened with the manor? And she said she is looking for a little piece of land for her and her niece Adelaide to set up a like holistic medicine workshop. They're going to be like midwives and healers because of their magic. As you guys know, her magical powers have been drained ever since she brought her mom back from the brink of death, but she has studied oracle reading and she uses a crystal ball, as well as she is really attuned with herbalism. So Frederick is going to offer them, I know this is problematic, Frederick is going to offer them a little piece of land out on our property to build a little hut for healing because we're kind of trying to make like a little town here. So I'm going to make them maybe over here by the store. I don't know. We're going to make them a little healer's hut, and it's going to be Tiara is going to be there and her niece. Adelaide. Adelaide is that witch with white in her hair. That is Tiara's brother's daughter. So that is her niece. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm not going to let their relationship, anything happen right now. But I do want them in close proximity to see what happens with them being soulmates. And we will tell the story as it goes. But that is kind of wild that this happened without my permission. I really did not originally plan for Tiara to come back until like Frederick was an adult, because I wanted to see how him and Mary played out before I went down following his soulmate aspiration. We're going to definitely open up our stalls tomorrow because the family is running low on funds. Where in the world have I been? I had no idea that Sims could do this with their infants. Ah, looks like Frederick's another one of the good dads. So we have appeared to have a development. We have a baby on the way. The two of them, I guess it was when I got to a different household, but Frederick and Mary have a child on the way. Mary is, again, not excited about it, but that's just kind of the energy she carries nowadays. So I'm sure Frederick's going to be excited. He likes being a dad. So she just announced her pregnancy to Frederick, and he said, I would love to be there and support you. So he is very excited, even though he looks angry. All right, so we have Frederick out here tending the table, selling the metal he was working on, some eggs, some yarn, some thread, and some milk. Everyone in the Alder family is hard at work, working on the farm, getting everything all together. Mary is struggling with her pregnancy and managing a young child. It looks like our stall is doing pretty good. I do hear the money going off in the background, so... yeah, we have enough to pay our bills, so now we just need enough to build. I want to have probably 2,000 simoleons for a blacksmith shed kind of thing, and then 1,000 simoleons for a real horse. We have a lot of people here, and it looks like they're very interested, so that's all good. You guys, I saw Mary out here talking to Lancelot, and she perceives him as very attractive. Oh my goodness, Mary. I can't say anything. Frederick's soulmate is Tiara, so this just kind of sucks for the family altogether, it seems. She's bringing... stop popping up. Gosh, that Reaper Rewards does not get a hint. I don't want to do it. At least not on this save. Like, I wish they would manage that. But it looks like Mary wants to bring her kid over to Lancelot to meet. That's kind of crazy, right? Let's meet your cousin. Well, apparently... whoa. This is kind of crazy. Anne does not like Lancelot. He's gonna leave her in the middle of the field. Frederick is really giving it his all, trying to get rid of their things and start the family off right for this new year. Oh, Anne is trying to walk out here in the fields. That's so sweet. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was genuinely so sweet. I don't think Mary is a bad mom. I think she does need to realize, though, that, I mean, this is actually not a good situation. But I do think Mary needs to realize, like, she could have it worse off. Not saying, like, she owes Frederick anything, but, like, remember how upset her sister was with her match? Like, it could be that bad. So at least that's not the case. Okay, so, like, 3 things. One thing, I've edited most of this video. We only have 1 day left of 1318, and I have just enough time to put it in the video, so I came back on to record the last day. So I have to age up Anne because I realized I did her role and I forgot to age her up into a toddler. 2, I changed my UI size because their needs aren't really important to you guys, and I'll just read to you guys the notification. I'm really sick of my, like, when I watch my videos, my screen being really junked up from the Reaper rewards. So I changed the size of my head in the bubble to cover that up. So hopefully everything's like a little bit more streamlined and we'll be able to enjoy more of the aesthetic more. Let me know what you guys think. I always want to hear your guys' feedback. And number 4, something just came up. Mary contracted typhoid fever. Our pregnant wife, Mary, has typhoid fever. So I have to go about trying to cure her of that. I did tell you guys a few episodes ago, I downloaded the Deadly Dickens mod. when I originally started playing this challenge before I was recording it, I started in the year like 1260 something, and I did have the Deadly Dickinson mod in, and every single one of my sims kept dying, kept dying, kept dying, so I took it out. So far, we haven't had really any illness, so we'll keep it in. What I'm going to do is, I think I might flip a coin to see if she like survives or not based on her trying to treat it. So the first thing we would need to do is like sleep and rest it off. From what I understand, we need to stay away from our children too. So I think we need a fire in their room. That's what I think the problem is. So I understand realistically they would not have gotten this fireplace built this fast, but it is The Sims. We're approaching winter. We did all these home renovations. It would make sense that it is there. So I'm going to let it be. I just aged up Anne, and she aged up to be angelic. Here is sweet baby Anne Alder. She is adorable. She has brown hair like her mother and green eyes like her father. So it is Friday, the last day of 1318, and look what we have out here. We have mommy Halia and her baby Edard. What a haunting scene. I love getting to see Halia again. That was definitely something I wanted. I didn't want to lose our family ghost, at least not for this generation, for the people who actually know who they are. So it's really exciting to get to see them out and about. Right now, it's 5 a.m., so the family is just now getting up and doing things. I have Mary brushing her hair, and she's going to do some basic hygiene. Outside, Frederick started his day early doing some blacksmithing. He's just really trying to save money. We have about 600 simoleons. He's going to do some harvesting, work on his archery skill and harvest some apples. Because of everything going on with Mary, Frederick pretty much has his hands full today. Oh my goodness. We got a letter from our sister that said, "We heard you're pregnant. Aren't you ashamed at your age? You're too irresponsible to be a parent." Oh, that is so mean. Alice has been horrible to her this whole time. She has been sleeping all day. We have 23 hours to kind of see if that fever passes, and I want her to survive. So we just have her sleeping it off, and hopefully it'll go away. Okay, so I have, oh my goodness, so much is going on. Okay, Frederick is over here. He was mining because I saw something, and then we got the notification. We got a notification that Mary went into premature labor. I'm assuming it's because of her fever. I do have the pregnancy mod in. She still had one more day of pregnancy, but now she like got up, got bigger, and she went into labor. So I'm not really sure what this is going to mean for the baby. I'm hoping they're going to be okay. Right now, it's not looking fantastic. Please do not touch Anne and give her the fever. This is really not looking good. Yeah, Frederick's in here. This is really not looking good for Mary. Frederick came in to check in on Mary. It's not going well. Okay, so we are going into labor. I'm not sure how anything is going to happen. All right, he's going to help her again. Oh, Frederick is such a good husband. Oh, Frederick is such a good husband. Frederick is just letting Mary know that he's got her back. And he's going to make sure she's okay. Okay, so they had a baby girl. We're going to name her Isol. Baby Isol has been born. They officially have a daughter because of the fact that she has typhoid fever. I'm going to say we're going to do, this is an extreme add-on rule. If she rolls an odd number, because 1 is the death roll for childbirth. So if Mary rolls an odd number at all, she dies. I think that is fair because she had typhoid fever, went into premature labor, and all of that. So if she rolls a single odd number, she dies. And the baby is 5, 10, 15, and 20 already. Those are the baby's odds. I think that is fine. I think we'll keep that. So this is for Mary to see if she survived the birth. So unlucky 13, Mary did not survive the birth between the typhoid fever and going into premature labor. That makes 100% sense. Okay, so this is for baby Isol. seeing if she survived birth. It's 5, 10, 15, or 20. She survives, and to see if she makes it into being an infant, 12, 16, 18. All right, so she makes it to an infant. So due to Mary having typhoid fever and going to premature labor, she passes away from the fever, unfortunately, because her body was just too weak. We already knew during the famine when she was pregnant that she struggled with the pregnancies and stuff like that, and she just was really weak in general. So unfortunately, Mary has passed away. This is really sad for baby Isolde and for sweet baby Anne. Oh, what a sad way to end 1318 with the death of our heir's wife at so young in childbirth. We've lost 2 wives this year. This is so sad. But at least all the kids are making it. I mean, just being optimistic. We knew the second they were going to get married, they were going to be having kids, and people in Sims were going to be dying. So I'm kind of glad it's the wife and not the child. Gone but not forgotten. Here is baby Isolde. She is wiggly. Oh, sweet Frederick is being a good daddy, consoling his children. I did give him a little bit of facial hair that he has grown more this year. Oh, his babies are so sad. This is a sad way to end a year. All right, so it is 10 o'clock at Friday, the last day of 1318. I'm going to call this a wrap, and the next episode will be 1319. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.